If you're reluctant to cook fish at home because you're not sure how, here's a really simple method to do it. It ends up with nice, bright, clean flavors. There's no mess involved. It's called fish en papillote. So cooking en papillote actually derives from the French word for parchment, and that's exactly what the technique is. It's cooking in parchment paper. So I've got 2 pieces of parchment paper here. I'm gonna turn the oven on to 400 degrees because this method is so fast, you wanna preheat your oven before you even start prepping. Today I'm gonna cook with halibut, but you can use any kind of fish that you want with this technique. The other ingredients I have are lemon, thyme, some butter, and some white wine. Those are all ingredients that you would use to make a sauce for fish if you were cooking fish on the stovetop. So we're gonna put them all in this little parchment pouch. They're gonna blend together while you cook and do all the work for you. Let's get started. First of all, grab a sharp knife. Let's slice some lemon into nice thin slices. 2 portions of halibut here, and I'm gonna season it up with some salt and pepper. Now you're gonna need 2 pieces of parchment. These are cut into beautiful rectangles, and we're gonna build both packets at one time. So using half of each piece of parchment paper, place that halibut right in the center. Now we're gonna put all of our sauce ingredients right on top. So 2 pieces of lemon on each piece of halibut, 2 sprigs of thyme on each piece of halibut, and then about a tablespoon of butter. Just like this. Now we're gonna brush the outside of our parchment with some egg white. Now this egg white's gonna help seal that parchment together, but it's also gonna stop the wine that we're about to add from running off of the paper. Just about 1 to 2 tablespoons of wine per portion of fish, just like this. And now we're gonna start folding. So fold that paper in half. Seal the edges a little bit. It's not gonna be perfect and even, but now we're gonna start to fold. So starting with one corner, we're gonna fold that parchment paper over. Then we're gonna start the next fold in the middle of the first fold, and so on, all the way around the fish, forming a little pocket here that is sealed. When you get to that end, give it a little twist and make sure it's tightly sealed together. And we're gonna leave that on this baking sheet. We're gonna do the same thing with number 2. So seal those edges together as best you can, and then start folding, making the second fold starting in the middle of the first fold, and so on all the way around. Remember, when you get to the end, give it a little turn, seal everything together, and then transfer that fish onto the baking sheet. This goes into your 400-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes, depending on how thick your fish is. For every inch of fish at 400 degrees, it's 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 10 to 12 minutes, just enough time for us to blanch some vegetables and get the dinner plates ready. Let's take it out and see how it looks. Looks fantastic. The parchment has puffed up just like it's supposed to. And the beautiful thing about this is that now this is staying nice and warm inside. So you have a couple minutes, you can actually serve them just like this. Transfer that little parchment paper right onto the plate. Each guest gets to open up their own little surprise present of fish. Give it a little snip. Tear it open. And look at that beautiful fish sitting in its own little parchment pouch with its own sauce. That's a beautiful, simple, easy dinner, and there's no mess.